There we go. All right, everybody, it's time for another episode of DWMOD. We're decked out in our Pistons gear. We're going to gloat in it for a minute. Andy St. Clair's in the house. Louis, let's run it down. We got some stuff to get to. NBA, all that stuff. Do it.
Touchdown.
Ready? College football is now B1G versus SEC.
Down. Put.
If you ain't listening to All Right Bet with me and Andy St. Clair, you're throwing away money.
Ready?
All Lions fans drinking that Kool-Aid. Super Bowl. Hey, disagree with me or don't. That's how it works. That's how it works, Andy. Let's just do a lot of agreement today.
I think we're gonna. I think it's just called agree with me or don't. No, it's just called agree with me.
Yeah. Just agree with me and don't. You know what I mean? Like, what a great day. The Pistons pulled off a playoff push through. Let's go, man.
Yeah, the path is kind of set up for them. It's nice. They got a little bit of a path here. They just have to beat. The East will be fun. There's some good teams.
Yeah, I mean, I like our chances against the Cavs. We'll get into this. We're going to get into this Piston thing in just a minute, but we got to do a quick little recap on the NFL draft. A lot of people tuned in, listened, got a lot of feedback from people about how we did. But, you know, all in all, pretty good mock draft by you and I.
All right.
Pretty good mock draft. Scored 18 points. Okay. I'm just going to tell you this, guys, right now. You just want to know, did we beat Mel Kiper again? And the answer is yes. Yes, we did. We did. 18-15. Mel pulled off 15 points. We both had 18 points. And the highlight of the draft was at the very last pick. I was up 18-15. You were tied with Mel. And I text you kind of jokingly, like, hey, well, Seattle's going to need to take that backup running back from Notre Dame right now for you to even tie me. And then you just text me back, okay. And they did.
Yeah. They got it. Yep.
They did. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable, man.
I will admit, too, when you text me that, I was like, I think they'll do it. But then midway through, I was like, there's no way they're picking. That's probably my agent calling. There's no way. There's no way they're going to pick a running back. That's all I could think. There's just no way. And then they did it.
Yeah, and then they did it. And then they did it. And they nailed it. And then you tied it up beautifully, man. It was beautifully done. But Mel Kiper goes down again. Listen, I get it. He's over dialed in, maybe. We'll cut him some slack. I don't know. Sometimes it's not that difficult to figure out a team's needs, who's going to be available at that point, and if they're going to take somebody in that realm. And then sometimes you get some surprises. You know?
But not to mention, they're probably lying to Kiper. There's no reason for a team to tell Kiper the truth because they're like Kiper's going to put this out and everyone's going to listen. So they're like, no, it's not.
Yeah. No. I'd say for us on our mock draft, biggest dart of the day, we just discussed for you, biggest dart of the day at 32, Seahawks take Notre Dame's backup running, what's his name, Price or something? I don't even, can't remember the guy's name.
Didn't even play really.
Didn't even play really. You nailed that one. Biggest dart of the day for me was Jets take the tight end in the first round.
Yeah.
They took your boy.
Yeah. I had him going to the Ravens, which I did. I think I said at the time, this is an insane pick by the Ravens. But not my favorite landing spot for that kid for fantasy purposes, just FYI. I wish he was going to a different team. But,
yeah, probably not. But that's Glenn absorbing his environment while he was in Detroit and realizing this is probably something we should do. This could help my quarterback out. We can move the football. He did it, whatever. But hey, Kiper goes down, but the Pistons pull it off, buddy. Pulled off big time. How exciting was that?
They looked dead on the doornail in Game 6. They looked dead. It was over, and then the Magic did truly the unthinkable. Like they scored 19 second half points. I think I sent you this. They went 4 for 37 in the second half. That's like 5th grade level basketball shooting. Like, I can't believe they didn't I think I was screaming at the time, and I wasn't even rooting for the Magic. Like, let's take some timeouts. Let's run a play. Let's attack the rim. Like, just some basic 101 basketball stuff. And the Magic were like, no, let's just keep chucking it from about 40 feet. You're like, oh no, this is bad.
I'm just like, my God, they made 4 shots in the whole second half. I'm like, that's not even 10 points, unless 2 of them were 3-pointers.
Yeah,
It's like, that's awful. I mean, I know they scored free throws and shit, but I'm saying that's awful, man. Awful.
Yeah, but I always like I of course I'd much rather I'm rooting for the Pistons, but I also want it this time. I kind of want the good basketball teams, and Detroit's one of the good basketball teams. So like, I was like, just keep missing, baby. Just keep every time they shot from like 30 feet. I was like, yes, keep chucking. None of these are going in.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yep. And then yesterday, just punched him right in the mouth, man. Just punched him right in the mouth.
Yeah, I mean, it was over.
It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. Look, in quick hits, we're going to break it down a little bit more, and we'll get into some where we think this could move forward from there. We'll get to that in a second. But right now, we got to get to some crimes against sports, and I cannot wait to talk about this one with you. It's crimes against sports, guys. This time's brought to you by Case Concepts.
Oh, what just happened? Brought to you by the reclaimed barnwood beauties of Case Concepts. It's a mom and pop run furniture shop, and they specialize in reclaimed barnwood furniture. You can choose a live edge or some smoothed out finishes. Well, they've even got those fancy river tables and all kind of themes, from sports to space conflicts. Whether you're looking for a 12-parsec Kessel run or a march up a frozen river's edge, the rebels have been found. You won't be disappointed. Those are real toys in there. That's right. From bathroom decor to bar carts to bar stools. They've even got pet supplies. Plus, looking for that couch bar you always wanted? Take it from these satisfied customers. That's the beauty of Case Concepts on Etsy. Tell them Gordon approves. Well,
hey, Gordon approves. Get on Case Concepts and get some of them tables, man. They look beautiful, man. That
nice.
Michigan table. It's great stuff. Great stuff, man. Bobby Case over there doing nice work. Get a hold of him. Get on there. Get on Etsy. Check him out. That's Case Concepts, guys. And now it is time for crimes against sports.
CAS.
Now, yeah, I got to tell you, Andy, did you see Carmelo Anthony's most recent statements that he made in an interview?
Oh, no. I did not see what Melo had to say. This will be great.
Oh, buddy, this is and it is dead on exactly what everybody knows, and he's just pulling the curtain back. He is just pulling the curtain back. He was talking about the Rookie of the Year award. Okay, we all know who the Rookie of the Year award went to, right? Dallas Mavericks. Yep, Cooper Flag. He nailed it. And then this is Melo talking about that. Right here. He says, shout out to Nico Harrison, man, who is the GM for the Mavericks. Yeah. For seeing this right here from the beginning, for understanding the vision here. Whatever happened or however it happened, Dallas did get something back. They got the number 1 pick. I mean, he's saying it right there. Right there in the interview, letting everybody know, us insiders in the NBA, we know how this shit works. Wembanyama, they had like 2 balls in the bag, and the most popular team in Europe sends the most popular player from France, who like the Spurs are France's team. You know that.
Yeah.
From all the years of the championships. And he winds up there, and then the whole Luka trade goes down to the Lakers, and then mysteriously they get the number 1 pick next year with the least amount of odds. Carmelo's telling you right there, we know how this shit goes. It's rigged.
Yeah, I mean, it's always, I think it's Bill Simmons who always talks about the cold envelope for the Ewing draft, right? That David Stern reaches in, finds the cold envelope. That's always a rumor.
I never heard that one.
Well, the old draft used to have like a circle, almost like a raffle, and you would spin it around, and you would pull out the envelope, and then you would show it, right? That's how in the 80s and sometimes through the 90s. In the 85 draft, Ewing obviously was the number 1 pick by
a mile.
Huge star coming into the league. And that Stern wanted the Knicks to get it. So the Knicks envelope, when they'd reach in, was cold. So he would know that was the cold one, was the Knicks one. So he would pick others until he left just the cold one in there.
They put it in the freezer or something before they threw it in there.
I don't know how it works. That's just always the rumor around. I think Simmons is a big part of that rumor, among others.
Look, I don't doubt it. The league for years buried us. The Pistons, worst team in the league for like 5 straight years, buried us. We couldn't pick above 3rd or 4th. And they buried us, man. And then, it ended up biting them in the ass because the one year they're like, let them have it this year. It was the Cade Cunningham draft. And you remember that draft? That was a draft that very much everybody was like, there's really nobody in this draft that's not only worth number 1, but like there's no good first rounders, period. Like nobody cared about that class.
Yeah.
They got it wrong. But that's the only one we got the first pick in.
Yeah, I think that was one of those drafts where it's like, well, Cade is the best one, and then you pray he works out. But he's a guard. Like those kind of guard sizes. Like Cade turned out pretty good though.
He turned out really good. He's going to be an MVP candidate. He's brought this team back into being in the talk in the NBA. Bad boys are back. There's no doubt about that. Cade's he's responsible for that all the way. He's put his head down. He's worked. We love him. He's been great. I don't mean him any disrespect, but that draft was what it was, what the experts expected, and it didn't turn out the way. And that's been really bad for the NBA. And you can disagree with me or don't here, but they hate when a team like the Pistons wind up getting a marquee player like that because we've got a chance to keep them. They love when they wind up in Charlotte or the Pelicans because they're like, oh, this is a couple developmental years. He'll be in New York or he'll be in LA or he'll be, with the Spurs or something. They hate when they land on a team like the Pistons. The Bulls need to get one.
Well, the Bulls have played the NBA game wrong for like the last 10 years. Like they've been the 8th seed and they're finally doing it right. It took them this year. They finally realized how to do it. So, and if you're going to be in the NBA, middle ground is the worst ground to be in the NBA. You either got to be really awesome or really bad. And like that's just the way, it sucks. I know it sucks for the fans who buy tickets to those games, like go to, when Detroit's really bad or Chicago or the Lakers or whoever, Lakers doesn't happen that as often, but like you got to bottom out. You just have to. And that's how it goes.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because we're going to get to that a little bit later. There has been an announcement from the league on how they're going to handle all this tanking, and we're going to get to that. But first, let's jump into some quick hits, buddy. Boy, this was a big one, too. Might have got buried around our people and in our world because the Pistons pulled it off. But this one here, the Sixers come back 3-1, and those two fellas there are now in the middle of some controversy. Celtics get knocked out. Sixers come back. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, both teams. I think if you're a Pistons fan, I think you would much rather see Philly in the 4 than Boston, for sure. So I don't really know. I guess I know what happened, but it's still kind of. I'm shocked. I'm a little shocked that it happened.
Yeah, me too. I was a little shocked by it as well. And then Tatum sat the game out. I mean, look, I'm not going to be one of these people that pile on him, but Embiid came out and played hurt, but Embiid's always hurt. I'm not trying to compare the two. I'm just making a point. I get it. Tatum's big time money, MVP candidate type of guy. He's just coming off that Achilles. He didn't want to push it, but it's game 7, bro.
Yeah, but he could. There's no way. Like as soon as he got pulled in that 3rd quarter, he was done for the rest of that series. Like I think he admitted his right leg was like at 80%, 85%. Like it was a calf issue. That's how you blow out the other Achilles. Like, I mean, that was a no brainer. Like that you just can't do it. Like we've seen it now happen like 4 times in the last year and a half, 2 years. Like a little, you have a little injury and then your calf and it's bad. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, fair enough. I wasn't as dialed in on that because I'm not a big Celtics guy. So, I mean, I guess he sits out. But after the game, these two catching some heat for the walking around, smiling, hugging, dapping everybody up from the Sixers and stuff. I mean, I don't understand this generation, man. I don't get it.
Well, like I saw that Jaylen Brown went on Twitch yesterday, maybe, and said,
"Oh yeah,"
and it was like lighting up Embiid for flopping. So. Look, I think they're being as polite as they can after the game, but I think they take that team, Brown and Tatum, like I think they're pretty serious dudes, Overall, I would say like something's wrong in Boston. They won 1 title in 4 years, which is great, but like they lose in these wild ways when they shouldn't lose. And like last year, they had the Knicks down 20 in remember the first 2 games?
Yeah.
They lost both those games, and like I don't know,
they lose them all in the same fashion, Andy. They lose them the exact same way that the Magic lost that game 6 to the Pistons. They're just a little better than the Magic. They just will not, no matter how many points they're up, they will not abandon bombing it from the logo.
Right, but that truly
is 20. Yeah, right. I mean, why?
They were the highest field goal percentage shooting team, and that thing is in the playoffs is easy to like zero in on a little bit because you're going to see this team 4 to 7 times and blah blah blah. So they do
start playing defense.
Yeah, they need a big dude. They need somebody.
Yeah.
Just a little
it drives me crazy. We text back and forth a bunch. There's a lot of stuff that just drives me crazy. You're in the middle of a run, or the other team's in the middle of a run. You need to stop it. And this happened in the Pistons game, in that game 6 early on. And we go on a fast break, and we end up turning down the layup to kick it around 3 more passes, and we get a step back contested 3 brick.
Yeah.
Take the points.
Yeah. So then you just got to take the point. It's also same in football, right? Where you're like, just kick the field goal. It's 4th and goal from the 6. Like, you're probably not going to get this touchdown. It's very hard. Just take the points. Just take the points.
We must shoot a 3 in the NBA is the equivalent to we're going for it every single 4th down in the NFL now.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
3's good. You'll take 3. You'll take a layup, or you'll take a 10-foot shot over a 35-foot shot.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the Celtics are going to have to figure out what to do. Glad you brought up Jaylen Brown, because we're going to get to that too. Look at all the foreshadowing in this episode, huh?
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's a well-oiled machine.
Well-oiled machine, buddy. All right, let's bounce back on that Pistons things really quickly. Let's kind of map out where they're moving forward from here, how we like them. I did find out something interesting that I didn't even realize, that this is exactly what happened in 2003. We were down to the Magic 3-1 and came back and won the last 3 in a row. Could this be another a repeat of the 03 season, where maybe we didn't get to the finals in 03, that was 04. But we're right there. Eastern Conference Finals again, maybe?
I think so. I think that I like the chalk here and now in this round a lot more. I do like the Cavs. I like the Pistons over the Cavs, but the Cavs are going to have to like get real hot to, I think, beat the Pistons.
Yeah. I think it kind of plays to what you just brought up a second ago with the Celtics. And like during the season, they're such a high-powered offense, and they score and they shoot better than everybody because nobody's playing defense and everybody's sitting out and nobody gives a shit. And then you get in the playoffs and you realize, teams are playing defense now. Maybe we're not as good offensively as we think we are. I think that's what we're going to see from the Cavs. When the Pistons get grinding on defense, the Cavs are going to get to doing a lot of crying.
Well, you also, if you can get Asur to play at the same defensive level that he's been playing at, I'm real hard on that kid, who I like a lot because he needs to play offense. But if you can get him playing at that truly elite defensive level, then that's good. And then if Tobias can like score a little bit, like you don't need a lot of Tobias, but like once he started putting in buckets in game 7, I'm like, this is over.
The more confident and hot he got, the greater it was, man. Let me just make a small comparison. You can disagree with me if you don't. Asur reminds me a lot of Tayshaun. Now, he cannot score like Tayshaun. I understand that. Not even close yet. But defensively and all the other things he does, he seems to fit that role on this team. And I really like him because he seems to have accepted it. He's not trying to push, trying to be more offensive yet. He gets it. I'm not there yet. Let me turn this other stuff up. Distributing the ball, rebounding, getting back on defense, switching, blocking shots. I mean, he's kind of reminds me of Tayshaun and those 2000 teams.
Yeah, he's not, he's way better defensively, obviously. And Tayshaun's way better offensively.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think your point is like, he's kind of like, he's maybe not the best player on that team, but he's also like a very important player for what he does,
Sure. For a player that young to have the wherewithal to not try to push it or be more or to realize, you know what, this really isn't what's working for me right now. Let me turn this other stuff up and contribute. I think it shows a lot of maturity, and I like that.
Yeah, he's if Duran can kind of be more Duren than non-Duren, that'd be helpful too. I think those are
we talked a bit about this too, and I was going to text you last night during the game and I didn't, but because you sent me a text and it said that he hasn't reached his rebound totals in over a month, like his average
his over-unders. They put the over-unders for every game, 8.5, 9.5. He hasn't reached it in a month.
So like he's kind of fallen off a cliff at the end of the year, and I start watching him during that game and he's kind of lumbering up and down the court like some old 7-footer or something, you know what I mean? And I'm like, is he banged up a little bit and they're just not saying anything?
He might be. I actually thought, though, I thought he showed a little more life in game 7. I was like,
he did.
Okay, we look a little better. He was getting over some screens, and I was like, okay, he just looked better. I don't know. He must have got a good night's sleep, or he put that Angel Reese thing to bed. He wasn't worried about it anymore.
Run that down really quickly for everybody that don't know.
Well, Angel Reese used to date Duren, and they dated for a while. They had a weird breakup. I don't know what happened. And then she started dating Wendell Carter Jr., the center for the Magic. And Wendell Carter, if we were just being frank, outplayed Duren for almost every game. He was better. Yeah. And it seemed like Carter knew his relationship was on the line with Angel Reese. And he's like, I got to fucking beat him or Angel's going to leave me. And so he did. But I did think in game 7, I thought Carter looked a little tighter. And I thought Duren looked a little better, So I think maybe Angel called him that night and was like, what? You're my
some keys under the doormat there, you think, Andy? You heard it here first on DWMOD. There are some bedsheet shenanigans going.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I didn't know about it until game 2, and our mutual friend Tim had told me about it, and I was like, what? And then I had to look it up.
Yeah. Didn't even know about it. Well, look, I love our chance against Cavs. Knicks, Sixers. It's hard to rule the Sixers out right now. I mean, they're playing well. The old guys that didn't play all year are now playing, and I mean, you got to think they're going to knock the rust off a little and get a little better if they can stay healthy. This could be a series. What do you think?
I think it could. I think if I'm looking, if the Pistons win, you're rooting for Philly. I think only because the odds of Embiid making it 2 to 3 more weeks it's like a coin flip. It's like 50-50, 70-30, right? Yeah. I don't think the Knicks have more bodies. They can throw OG on Cade if everybody wins. So I do think the Knicks are going to win, and I think they're going to get them in 6. But I think it's fun to see Philly because Edgecombe's awesome. Maxey's incredible.
Yeah.
Paul George has been pretty good. He's been that little drug suspension looks like it saved his legs ultimately. He had missed 25 games.
Could be.
And now he's fresh. He looked fresh. He looks like a guy who missed a fourth of the season.
Are you saying we're gonna get playoff P in the next round?
I think playoff P is gonna not be normal playoff. He's not gonna be as good. But I think it's gonna be. I think we're gonna get Knicks Pistons. And I think we're going to get Pistons in, if I'm guessing, I would probably say 7.
Yeah, I think that's going 7.
And then I think we're going to get Knicks in 6. So, and that'll be a fun one. Knicks Pistons on that side of the bracket.
Yeah, Knicks Pistons will be fun because it was fun last year, and the referees and inexperience took us out of it in the down the stretch. But that was a series last year where nobody won a home game until the Knicks did.
Right.
Road team won every damn game. That's fun.
But I think if you're, I just don't know if Embiid can stay healthy and but Philly's awesome. They're fun to watch. They're it's fun when Embiid's in it too, and he does the stupid DX stuff. He does the crotch chops, and he's a maniac. He's dumb. I love it.
Stupid. Well, hey, good luck to him, man. I'd love to see him, man. Let's jump into some no way.
No way. There's no way. No way.
Buddy, I got one for you here that you are going to love. No, hold on. I got to find it here. How did it not get in here?
I'll get Louis on it.
I'm going to get Louis on it. I might have to edit this real quick because we got to have this in here. Let me see. Real quickly. Thought I had it in here. Yeah, it just didn't get put in here. We're good. Let me just add it. As soon as this gets in, I'll just hit it from the top right where we came out of the break.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, here we go.
Bing, 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 bing.
Oh, there it is. Got it. Okay, so we came back from no way. All right, Andy, here's one. Here's one I couldn't wait to share with you because I know you didn't see it because it happened to me personally. There's so many Lions accounts online that are like, you know, the 313 News and Lions Den guys and all these guys that are, and it's all the worst clickbait you could ever see. It's always garbage, like Lions are trading for the best corner in the league, gonna give up the #1 pick. Click below to see. It's garbage.
Yeah, for sure.
So this guy clicked up some clickbait this week. Here it is. So here was the tweet. It says Terrion Arnold will be a first or second team all-pro player this year. Mark my words. Okay, that's what he said. Then I responded to him, ha 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 ha. How many first teamers lead the league in holds and flags? Now, do you see at the bottom there who liked that? Another one. Look,
like Pacheco.
Isaiah Pacheco liked my comment on that thread, brother. What? That's legit. Look at it. That's his account. I double checked it.
Yeah,
I'm like, what's going on? You don't like T Arnold or what?
Or he's like buddies with Arnold, and he's like, this guy nailed you. This guy named Mike Wilson.
I couldn't believe it. I looked at it and I go, that's got to be fun. I pulled up the account. Like, that's Pacheco's account, and he liked it. Now I don't know. You know him better than I do, being a Chiefs guy. Is he one to stir the nest like this, or do you think he's kind of new to town and just went through everything, just hitting likes to everybody or something?
I think he's a smart dude who probably, I kind of like that he's like laughing at his own new team. I think it's like kind of fun. Like he, like it's probably one of his buddies. Obviously Arnold is one of his friends. And he's like making fun of him.
He's mixed up in that robbery stuff, but he's leading the damn league in holds and flags every year. Listen, there's no secret, to my opinion, on Terrion Arnold on this show over the last couple of years. This will be his last year in a Lions uniform. That's it. That's it. He's bad. He's bad.
Yeah, for sure. He's not gonna. It's not. You don't need to get an Arnold jersey unless you want a retro jersey. Pretty much.
No, if you really want that Arnold jersey, I think he wears number 0 or something now, fitting.
Yeah,
just get a 0 jersey and you can put a name on it later. Don't put a name on it. Just don't put a name on it. That's all I'm saying.
No way. There's no way. No way.
All right, let's touch on this really quickly. I think we're gonna have difference of opinion here. The NCAA has announced that it's going into effect immediately starting next year. They're expanding the NCAA tournament to 76 teams now. It's a done deal. I hate it. This is so stupid. What say you?
I don't love it. I think we're pushing the limits at 68. Even those play-in games, which are fine, but we don't need, was that 8 more teams? We don't.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like, that's teams like this year. It's like Cal and Indiana, and they're just fine. We don't need to see them.
It's going to be a bunch of teams that are like under 500 in their own conference. You know what I mean? It's going to be a team like Auburn that loses 13 out of 14 games down the stretch, and then you put them in the tournament and they just get beaten the first round. But it's a big school. We got to get those schools in. Now, listen, this is the truth. Don't try and sell me on the fact that this is going to get some more mid-majors in there, or they're going to get my ass. This is absolutely for the Power Fives in basketball to just get more teams in the tournament.
For sure. You may get one mid-major, maybe even 2, but they have to be exceptional. They can't to be real. Miami of Ohio was 31-1 and got in the play-in. That they have to be that good,
Right. Yeah.
So I'm with you. It's like a lot of mid-major, it's a lot of major teams, but middle of the pack major teams.
So on Monday, you think I'm tuning into Indiana, Auburn, 2 500 teams to see who gets to be the 11 seed? And I don't give a shit.
Right. Well, we have to see the spread, of course.
I might bet on it, but that doesn't mean I enjoy it. Doesn't mean I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Just saying. I get like an Auburn money line dog. Yeah, but I'll probably invest in that game.
This is just typical greed. Like, I'm going to equate this to like hanging out with your buddies on a Sunday watching a bunch of football, right? Okay. Now we're going to hang out and watch some football for the afternoon and into the evening. Now, if you're going to get like 10 to 12 beers in, that's a good time. That's a good time. It's good buzz, good couple of games, some fun, some laughs, a good time. You get into 18, 19 beers, it's not fun anymore. And tomorrow's not going to be fun either.
No, that's the real thing. Tomorrow's going to be horrible.
Yeah, it's not fun anymore. One piece of cake is nice. 2 pieces of cake makes you sick.
Yeah, no, you're right.
We don't need it.
We don't need it. I'm with you on this. I don't love it. I kind of like. Nothing was wrong with 64. 68, I'm even fine with. Why do we keep messing with it?
Yeah, 68, you could have had me on the fence with the argument of, once in a while there are going to be 2 teams that are just as good as each other. Let's let them settle it on the court. Fine.
Right.
But this is too many. Get out of here.
No way. There's no way. No way.
All right, buddy. Let's take it right into my favorite segment of the show. It's Knock It Off, and we're going to get back on to some NBA and Jaylen Brown.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
Okay, the NBA is going to fix the tanking. They're going to fix the tanking and the lottery. Okay. I don't know if you saw this. This is what they decided. I'm sure you did. Here it is. Explaining the NBA's new process for the 3-2-1 draft lottery. There'll be 3 balls. Teams that did not qualify for the playoffs or the play-in tournament, but avoided finishing with one of the 3 worst records, they get 3 balls. 2 balls are teams that finished in the bottom 3 and were thus subject to draft regulation provisions in which they were penalized by losing 1 lottery ball, whatever that means. And then the 1 ball is going to be the losers of the play-in games will get 1 ball. What got fixed here? Try to explain this to me.
I can't. I've read it a bunch, and I never understand what the rules are. It's so confusing to me. It's like it's all like I need. If this was like if you were pitching this as a television show, I'd be like, but tell me the show in like a sentence. And I can't tell you what this rule is in like a sentence.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, here's my sentence. If you're bad, you get 3 balls. But if you're kind of bad but not super bad, you get 2. If you lose in the play-in, you get 1. But you can't get it in back-to-back year. It's all a mess. It's all a mess.
So it seems like the teams that tank get 3 balls. The teams that don't tank a lot get 2 balls, and the teams that were good enough to get in the play and get 1 ball. What's changed?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any idea. I don't think you get back-to-back top 5 picks. I think that's different.
Okay,
I don't know.
I don't even get it. Now, here's deep conspiracy theory, and I haven't flushed this thing out. I'm just going to tell you this right now, just off the top of my head. I don't know what teams like, say the Thunder or something like that, who have stacked up like these 5 number 1 picks over the next bunch of years. Whatever teams have the Lakers' next 32 number 1 picks that they no longer have anymore into like 2034. Like, are a lot of these teams maybe that have all these number 1 picks moving forward? Are they like lined up to be like NBA favorites and this thing kind of like helps them? Or there's got to be something to it. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like I'm not saying I love the current tanking situation, but I'm like, it's going to happen. So I'm like, yeah, what are you going to do? So I was kind of okay with it. And like, I don't mind, using a team like the Spurs who have like Wemby and Castle and Harper, and like they get a little lucky in the draft and make the right decisions. I don't mind it. And so,
yeah. The tanking situation. Listen, this whole trying to fix the lottery thing, this is absolutely the NBA just trying to act like they want to appease the fans because the fans are tired of it. Because what do you have, like 9 teams that were totally irrelevant? And if you like line up their games, I think I saw the math somewhere that like in the second half of the season, according to the schedule, with 9 teams absolutely trying to lose, you wind up with more than 50% of the games on any given night containing a team that's trying to lose.
Right.
That's bad product.
It's bad. Yeah.
So they made this up to try to appease the fans. Like, hey, we're trying to fix it, but really they're not, because The NBA loves this lottery system. They love it because the owners at the bottom get revenue sharing, and they're happy to stay there because they make a profit off the revenue sharing. If they finish, under a certain amount of money, they make a profit by being losers. And by being losers, they get the number one picks. And by getting the number one picks, they trade them to the other teams for more number one pick. It's just a farm system to get these kids ready to go play on the teams the NBA wants them on anyway. My point is, everybody in the league is very happy with the farm system of shit teams.
Right.
But
sure.
This is garbage.
It's messy. I don't understand it. Give it to me in one sentence, guys. Give it to me in one sentence.
I dare you.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
Okay, let's touch on that Jaylen Brown thing really quickly now. He did go on his little podcast or Twitch or whatever it is after they lost to the Sixers, and he was laying some stuff out. He had let the referees have it. He said a little unfair the way he was getting, called. He also alluded to the fact that this has been his favorite year in Boston while Tatum was out. I personally think that's a little bit of the media because he never said while Tatum was out. He just said this was my favorite season. Why shouldn't it have been? He dominated and played really well.
Shoot the ball.
He got to be the man. I don't think that's a bad statement by him. He gets a bad rap. Here's the one that I loved when he went in on the flopping.
Yeah.
And he said, flopping in the NBA has destroyed our product. Yeah. He's right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting that he's a pretty smart dude though. That guy went to Cal. He's super intelligent. Oh, yeah. He does everything measured. So that's what I thought was interesting. He's a pretty, he speaks out when he needs to speak out. And he's kind of letting it rip there.
Yeah, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. The game has become unwatchable. When they tell you ratings in the playoffs are up 17% this year, ratings in the playoffs are up 17% from regular season ratings, not from last year's playoffs.
Right.
And regular season ratings are down a bunch because nobody wants to watch this shit. We just pointed out 9 teams are trying to lose every damn game. 50% of the games got a team that nobody's trying to win. The other half of the games got guys load management and not playing and sitting out. Nobody cares. Nobody tries to the playoffs. Everybody's flopping. They've taken defense completely out of the game. They've got a real watchable problem.
Yeah. Also, it's hard to find the games, to be honest. If I'm
another one.
If you're okay, what's the game tonight? You're whatever. It's Wizards, Raptors. You're okay, where can I watch it? And you're you instead of just turning on the TV and finding the game, you're oh shit, this one's on Prime. You got to go to Prime. You got to go find it.
Yeah,
they got to figure some of those out. Yeah, and the flopping's been Embiid to me is one of the old dogs of flopping. It's not as bad, I think, as it has been in the current years. But when Embiid's out there and healthy, he plays the hits. He plays the hits.
All the guys in the league do now. And it's to me, just to play equivalencies, I'll always draw an equivalent to a football that drives me crazy. It's now the PIs have become such a part of the game, just trying to game for a PI, that it's in your offense to just chuck one down the field on 3rd and long just to try to get a flag. You're not actively trying to run a good play to get something. Right. The NBA has become that. These guys don't care about trying to score or run or figuring out the other team or actually playing the game. They're how can I game a bunch of fouls and just go to the line a whole bunch and we'll win the game from the line? Buddy, that's boring.
Yeah. No doubt. It's a little, it's not as fun. It's not as fun.
It's not at all. And it's gotten completely out of hand. The offensive, here's the thing. Let me bring this up too, because you were a big basketball player coming out of high school, had some, intentions and opportunities to play some college basketball. I played a little college basketball. We're basketball guys. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not trying to be an old head here, but when we used to play, there used to be a unwritten rule that the referees would tell you straight up on offense, if you're out of control, I'm not going to bail you out. Right. That used to be a real thing. Yeah. If you went to the hole out of control, just trying to smash through, run into people, and you're out of control, and you just chuck the ball up while you're getting hit, you were not getting a foul. They're no, you're out of control. You have no intent of even making a basket. I'm not calling that.
Right.
Not anymore. Not anymore. That's the game.
Right. Foul baiting, basically, is what they call it. Foul baiting.
Yeah. There was a play in that Piston game last night when Manchero was going to the hole so hard, And Cade just kept backing up out of the way and putting his hands up like, if a police officer was pointing a gun at you or something. He just kept putting his hands up like behind his head and backing up out of the way and being like, I'm trying to get out of the way. I'm not touching him. And Banchero just kept barreling into him, smashed into him, and then just kind of like stopped and threw a half arm hooked up in the air. And they were like, that's 2 shots. And I'm going, why and how?
Right. Well, even, the soon to be back-to-back MVP, SGA, that guy is the best foul baiter in all of basketball. Like
it is, man.
He knows how to do it.
They can review this stuff, and I think this was the message I sent to you. I think this should be the rule moving forward in the NBA from these officials. These officials should be embarrassed that you get tricked into calling a foul every time these guys do it. It's so obvious to everybody watching the TV. That is not a normal action if somebody bumped into you on the street to throw your arms all over and go, oh, that's not real. When you do that and then you get me to blow my whistle, I should feel like an asshole. Like you tricked me with that. It's bad.
Yeah, for sure.
They should absolutely be able to go to the tape and be like, no, that's a lot of extra. And if it's a whole lot of extra, you ain't getting the call.
Man, those games would be so long. Can you imagine? It'd be like a 5-hour game. The refs would every other call. Sure. You'd have to get the refs to be like, you can do this 3 times a game.
Of course, I'm being facetious and say go to the tape, but I just wanted to throw to these guys' faces. I think these referees should get together and be like, no, and tell these guys like the refs used to tell us, hey, if you're out of control, I'm not bailing you out. They got to tell these guys nowadays, hey, all that extra makes me think you're telling me a lie, and I'm not going to give you the call.
Right, for sure. I'm with you. I think something needs to happen. It's a little bad.
It seems that easy, Andy. If they go super extra flopping and flailing around. I've seen people get hit by cars when I was in the fire department. I watched people get hit by cars, didn't do that kind of shit.
Less flopping.
Like they didn't throw their arms all over and go, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like they tense up and get hit. It's a joke. And that's why people are having trouble watching. They got to fix this somehow, some way. I don't know the answer, but how do they get it out of the game now? Like baseball overvalued the home run. There's too many strikeouts. There was no action in the game, right? And they found some creative ways to kind of bring the hitting back. How can the NBA get out of this?
I think you got to probably not call it as often, right? That's the key. You got to, like, when these dudes get hit and fall on the ground, you be like, keep going. Just don't call it as much. I think that's the way, obviously.
I think it is too. I think it is too. You got to get some balls, man. They got to get some balls. Just knock it off.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
All right, we'll get out of here on one little story here from the weekend. I'm sure you guys saw my posts online. Went to the Braves-Tiger game. Fun little story for you here. You know what? You saw I wound up with the ball from Riley Greene. Let me walk you through this thing because it was a little spicy. Okay, so here's where we're sitting. Here's a little shot for you. Here's where we're sitting here. That guy in front of me with the bald head, he's going to come into play here. There's Riley Greene right in front of us. We're sitting row 2 right in the outfield. He's not even all the way out here yet. He's coming out to us. This guy here is going to be the issue. So Riley Greene's right there every inning. Okay, like the 3rd inning, he hits a home run. Every inning he's coming out. There's some little Tiger kids running down there, and I'm hollering at him, hey, Riley. He's looking up, and I'm going, hey, that a ball. Let's get the kids a ball. Let's get the kids a ball. The Tigers, And he's looking at us and just playing catch, but he hasn't thrown any balls in the stands. He's giving it back to the bullpen catcher every time. He's not throwing them up. He hits the home run. He comes out from the home run to play catch. I start yelling at him. I'm like, attaboy, Riley. I'm like, let's go, man. That's how you do it, And then he kind of just nods over like, appreciated it. Then when he's done playing catch, I stand up and I go, hey, Riley, He comes over toward the wall a little bit and throws the ball right up in my direction. Now, this guy sitting in front of me stands up with his wife. I'm guessing could have been his girlfriend, whatever. They're older, and a group of them together. They stand up right in front of me, Andy, and they're going to try to catch the ball. Fair. He's throwing it up. They're going to stand up and try to catch it. Nobody's interfering with the guy. He's standing there right in the front row, 2 hands up like this, and Riley underthrew it. It's going right to this guy, like right in his chest, almost in his chin. He's got 2 hands up. So I'm like, I'm not going to like get into boxing him out for it. And, then it's going to hit the ground. So I just stood right behind him and I was like, I'm just going to make a play.
Right.
I stood there and waited. And right as it was about to go in his hands, I just reached right in front of him and went, boop, and just caught it and pulled it back and took a step back, like right in front of him. Like he thought he had it. He's like, and then this hand just goes snap and just took it. He turned around and started fucking screaming.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's fucking bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. He's yelling. And then his wife's telling him, don't, oh my God, don't, please don't. Daryl, Dave, whatever his name was, Dave, don't, just don't do it. And I'm like, don't do what? I'm like,
what's he doing?
I got the ball and like, that's fucking bullshit. He goes, he was throwing it to me because it's her birthday. Yeah. I'm looking at my buddy and I'm going, what? And then I turn around to these Braves fans and they're like, oh man, you snagged it from him, man. And I was like, I'm looking at the whole crowd. I'm standing there, Andy. I looked at all of them and I pointed at my jersey and I go, he might have been throwing it to me, guys. He might have been throwing it to me.
Think about it.
You know what I mean? And then the guy's still yelling and finally he sits down and he's all fucking huffing and puffing. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, now, the kids were not there that inning, and I promise you, had the kids been there that inning, I would have gave it to the kids. That was the whole point. They didn't come back that inning. They moved to another sector, so they weren't there. They weren't there, so I kept it, but I'm like, grown men at a baseball game, and you think this is oh, it's mine, everyone back away. I get to catch it. This is not children.
Now feels like the Wild West, too. When those balls get out there, it's good luck, everybody.
It ain't like I took it from some little girl on her birthday. These are 50-year-old people, man. This wasn't like the little kids or something. Hey, my man, make a play. Make a play.
That guy also seemed older than you, a little bit, much older.
Sure.
He seemed smaller.
He was quite a bit smaller.
Yeah. What a strange thing to turn around and scream at a bigger man like that. I'd be like, buddy, it's fine. It's a baseball. We'll get another one, man. It doesn't matter.
I could tell he had maybe had some incidents in the past with his temper, the way his wife, like, immediately within 3 seconds wasn't like, oh, it's fine. Like immediately when he started yelling, she was like grabbing his arm and be like, hey, don't, please stop, please. And I was like, yeah, buddy, please stop.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to end well for you.
Also, yeah, it's like he had to turn around and see you. And I've obviously seen you in person. You're not a small dude. You had to be like, it seems like he's into the scuffling.
Yes. And chatty too, you know what I'm saying? Like when I sat down, I was chatting it up with the Braves fans. Like, hey, you're having a great season. Michael Harris made a great play, and I'm like, hey, he's a great outfielder, man. I wish we had him. Just chatting it up with everybody. We had talked a little bit,
sure.
And I just stood behind him and waited, and I was like, I'm not gonna get crazy about this. I think I'm a better athlete than this guy. I'm just gonna take it, and I just made a play. Yeah. And he got so fucking mad, Andy. He got so mad. But here we go. It's the end result. There it is. Riley Greene tossed me the ball.
Yep.
There it is, baby.
Sure. That's right.
It was awesome, man.
I didn't happen to see the score that day. Did they win?
Oh, man. Here's where it got spicy. So we're up 3-2. Bottom of the ninth. Pistons also are finishing up their game that night. So me and my buddy are like, hey, let's get out into the Battery and hit the last 5 minutes of the Piston game because it was a close game. We're like, let's go see the last 5 minutes of Piston game. And then they announced they're bringing in Kenley Jansen, the Tigers. And I go, yeah, let's get the fuck out of here because we're about to get ragged down for stealing that ball.
Right.
Walk-off homer. Oh. He walked the guy, and the very next batter, gave Matt Olson a fat one, and Matt Olson knocked it out of the park. Like, Braves fantasy, Kenley Jansen do this a million times. We were almost out of the park by the time it was erupting, and I was like, I knew it. I'm glad we got the hell out of there.
Yeah, it's great to get out. I didn't have to sit through that.
I mean, what a great catch, a great night. You get the ball, made the great escape, didn't have to hear no shit from nobody. Pistons won the game. Boom.
Yeah. No, it all worked out perfectly.
It was great. It was great. It was a great night. Some great wins. But hey, when the ball's up in the air and everybody's grown, folks, stop it with this was mine and you stole it.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
All right, Andy, any betting kind of things you want to throw at us for the NBA playoffs here before you get out of here? All right, bet style.
No, I think last in round one, I think I had mentioned Lakers, Hawks, Wolves.
You did.
And 2 of those 3 is not bad. I think this one's...
You gave us a 2-team parlay. I have my notes here. You said take Minnesota and put them with the Lakers, and that thing was like plus 750 or something to win the series on a pair, and they hit it.
I think this one's chalk. I think we're probably going to get Thunder, Spurs, Pistons, Knicks. But if you wanted to take a dog, I think I'd take one in each conference. I would probably take I would just if I was just betting dogs. I don't think the dogs are going to win, but if you're gambling, I would probably take the T-Wolves over the Spurs just because they have a lot of dudes. I know they're really banged up, but the Spurs are so young. It has all the makings of just being a year too early for the Spurs. And the Wolves have been to the last 2 conference championships in the West. So what's another one? Like they know how to play. They're not a real regular season team. And I would probably swing over to the Cavs, upset the Pistons, but that would only be because the Cavs they're going to have to be like super hot in a couple games.
Yeah.
I just don't think the Sixers with Embiid. If he plays all 6-7 games, I'd be kind of surprised, to be honest.
Shocked.
So I think that's where I would lean in those two. But overall, I don't think I would do any series bets here. I think you got to take.
Yeah, I think stay away from them. I'm going to say the same thing for the NHL. I'm not playing any series bets at this point. Kind of stick with the ones we played. And just like you did in the basketball, I also on the same show gave you guys the 2 underdogs that were going to pull off the upsets in the NHL round 1. I told you put the Flyers with the Wild to win their first series in 8 years and knock off the favorite Stars. And that thing paid out at plus 480. Boom. Yeah. Those 2 teams won. They advanced. We still got the Sabres in it. We got our flyer on the Sabres for the Stanley Cup. We still got the Hurricanes flyer for the Stanley Cup. So playoff upsets, Andy, we handed them to everybody in the NBA and the NHL. It's on tape.
Yeah. Well, you just kind of take those dogs. If you were looking to get like a NBA future for an NBA title team, I honestly would take the Pistons, to be honest with you. If they're at like 1,800.
Yep.
Because I think it's obviously Spurs, Thunder, and then I think the Knicks are the favorite in the East right now. I think, and then you get that ticket, and then you can hedge your way out of that. Ride
that bad boy out, man. I got in at Pistons at plus 2,700 before the season started, and as you know, I've got a ticket on if the Thunder and the Knicks meet in the championship, I'm going to hit for like 175. And if the Pistons win, I've got them winning the East, winning the NBA title, I got a bunch of money on Pistons if they just get to the Eastern Conference Finals. So give me Pistons Knicks, baby.
I think it's going to happen. I think you're going to get it. I do.
I would love it. All right, guys. Well, that's our, all right bet. That's what we're giving. We're not betting serious for the NHL and the NBA. We'll probably be going game by game, if even that. Looks like some heavy favorites. And every single day you're getting the Big 6 picks on a DWMOD pod on all your social media accounts. Right now, Major League Baseball, 1 month into the season, Andy, we are 137-95.
Ooh.
5-1 last night. We have been on a heater for about 2 straight weeks. We have gone no worse than 4-2, I think.
Baseball season. This is your time to shine.
This is it, baby. This is it, man. So anyway, hey, that's the show for this week. Enjoy your weekend. Get yourself some brass muckets from the official beer choice of the DWMOD podcast. That's Old English 800, guys. Enjoy the weekend. Andy, we'll see you next time, brother.
We cutting loose.
Touchdown. Ready? College football is now B1G versus SEC. Down. Hook.
If you ain't listening to All Right Bet with me and Andy St. Clair, you're throwing away money.
Ready?
All Lions fans drinking that Kool-Aid. Super Bowl. Hey, disagree with me or don't. That's how it works. I told him, man, I said, Louie, next time, let Andy have a passing word on the way out of here, man. Just slam the song on your head, man.
Oh, I appreciated it. Yeah. But I gotta go take a shower. But I just sent you a Twitter thing. This guy took a photo of his receipt from Comerica.
Yeah, 17 Coors Lights.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah, it got him good.
Well done, brother. Well done.
He had 3, and he had 17 Coors Lights.
17 Coors Lights. That's hilarious, man. All right, brother. I'll see you, man. Catch it.
Yeah.